My girlfriend live streamed herself and her friends rating guys at a college party and called me 6 tenths. So I updated my relationship status to single while she was still streaming. The comments started flooding in about her being newly available. Then her sorority sister started calling me in a panic. I'm Jake, 22, and until last Friday night, I thought I had it all figured out. I was dating Emma, 21, the kind of girl who made other guys jealous just by walking into a room. She was president of her sorority. Had this infectious laugh, and when she looked at you, it felt like you were the only person in the world. We've been together for 8 months, and I was already thinking about rings. I should have seen the red flags. Emma lived for social media validation. Her Instagram was perfectly curated, her TikToks always went viral, and she documented every single moment of her life. But I thought it was cute how she'd film us making breakfast or post pictures of our date nights with captions like, "My heart," and "Forever mood." Friday night, she was at her sorority's end of semester party. I was home studying for finals, completely trusting, completely naive. Around 11 p.m., my phone buzzed with a notification. Emma_Rose23 is live on Instagram. I smiled, expecting to see her and her sisters dancing or doing shots. What I saw instead changed everything. Camera was shaky, clearly being held by her roommate. Mia. Emma was front and center in their sorority house living room, wearing a tight black dress I've never seen before. Around her were 6 of her sorority sisters, all dressed to kill. All clearly, several drinks in the room was packed with people from various fraternities. Okay, ladies, Emma slurred, addressing both the camera and the room. It's time for our annual tradition, Hot or Not, Friday. The room erupted in cheers. My stomach dropped for those just tuning in. Emma continued, gesturing dramatically at the camera. We rate the guys here tonight, scale of 1 to 10. Brutally honest opinions. Only she winked at the lens, and I watched the viewer count climbing rapidly. 247 people watching. 350. 500. This was not some innocent sorority fund. This was public humiliation disguised as entertainment. Mia panned the camera around the room, landing on different guys. The sisters would shout out numbers. Emma would give her expert opinion. And the chat was going absolutely wild. Hearts flying by comments like, "Yes, Emma and rate my boyfriend next." Then came the moment that shattered my world. Wait, Emma said suddenly, looking directly at the camera with his predatory smile. Before we finish, I have to address the elephant in the room. She paused for dramatic effect, clearly loving the attention. My boyfriend, Jake. My blood went cold. The chat exploded. People started typing, "Where is Jake and Rachel, man?" Emma leaned closer to the camera, her voice dropping to that fake, intimate tone she used when she wanted something. Since he's not here to defend himself, and since you guys are always asking about him, she looked around at her sisters, who were all grinning like hyenas. I guess it's time for the truth, Emma. Don't, Mia whispered. She was still filming Jake. Sweet, Emma began, and for a split second, I thought she might say something nice. He's reliable. He always pays for dinner, and he's... She paused, pretending to think he's a solid 6 out of 10. The room went silent for a beat, then exploded in shock, laughter, and news. The chat was moving so fast, I could barely read it dragged. Him rip, Jake. Emma said what she said, but she wasn't done. Look, I love him, but let's be real, she continued, now fully performing for her audience. He's not exactly Brad Pitt. He's studying accounting, drives a Honda Civic, and his idea of a perfect Friday night is Netflix and pizza. Her sisters were dying laughing. Peace, safe, predictable, the kind of guy you date when you want stability, not excitement. Someone in the room shouted, "So why are you with him?" Emma shrugged, taking a long sip from her drink. Honestly, because I'm not ready to be single again. It's easier to have a placeholder boyfriend than deal with dating apps and random hookups. At least I know what I'm getting with Jake. Placeholder boyfriend. The words hit me like a physical blow. 8 months of my life, 8 months of thinking. I was building something real with someone I loved, and to her, I was just a placeholder. The chat was in complete chaos now. Over 2,000 viewers, screenshots, were definitely being taken. This was going viral in real time, and my humiliation was the entertainment. I sat there for exactly 30 seconds, letting the reality sink in. Then something clicked. Not anger, not heartbreak, just pure clarity. I opened Instagram on my laptop, navigated to my profile, and clicked Edit Profile Relationship Status Single. Then I opened the live stream again and started typing in the chat. Thanks for letting me know where I stand, Emma. Consider yourself officially unplaced. I watched as my comment appeared in the chat. For a moment, it got lost in the flood of other messages. Then someone noticed. Wait, is that Jake? Oh my god, Jake is in the chat. He saw everything Mia noticed. First I watched her face. Why does she read the comments? She grabbed Emma's arm and whispered something urgent in her ear. Emma's confidence. Smirk disappeared instantly. She grabbed the phone from Mia, her eyes scanning the chat frantically. Jake, she said into the camera, her voice suddenly small. Baby, are you watching? It was just a joke. I didn't mean, but I was already logging out. I had work to do. I screenshot my relationship status change and posted it to my Instagram story with the caption, "When you find out you're a placeholder on livestream with 2,000 viewers, clown face emoji, then I did something that would make this night legendary." In our college's history, I shared Emma's livestream to my story with the caption, "Currently watching my placeholder status get upgraded to single. Thanks for the public service announcement, babe." My phone immediately started buzzing, text after text from friends who had seen my story and were now watching a live stream themselves. The viewer count on Emma's stream was climbing rapidly as word spread, but the real genius move came next. I opened our shared Spotify account, the one we use for a couple's playlist that she was always posting about, and I deleted every single song except one. "Thank You Next" by Ariana Grande, and I changed the playlist name to Emma's Placeholder Era. My roommate Tyler walked into our dorm room just as I was finishing. "Dude, what are you doing? Emma's been..." "Calling you like crazy, upgrading my life," I said, showing him my phone. 17 missed calls from Emma, 43 text messages. And my Instagram story had over 300 views in 10 minutes. Tyler looked at my screen. Then at the laptop where Emma's live stream was still playing. She was now crying on camera, trying to end the stream, while her sorority sisters looked mortified in the background. "Holy shit," Tyler whispered. "You're about to be campus famous." He was right. By midnight, #placeholderboyfriend was trending on our college's anonymous confession page. Screenshots of my story were being shared everywhere. Someone had even recorded Emma's entire meltdown and posted it to TikTok. But the best part was yet to come. Update. One Saturday morning brought chaos I never could have anticipated. I woke up to 847 Instagram notifications, 23 missed calls from Emma, and a text thread with my boys that had exploded to over 200 messages. The first thing I did was check Emma's Instagram. Her live stream from the night before was gone, but the internet is forever. Screen recordings were circulating on every platform. Someone had made a compilation TikTok of her calling me a placeholder boyfriend, set to dramatic music that already had 50K views. Emma had posted a lengthy Instagram story trying to do damage control. Last night, I made a horrible mistake and said things I didn't mean while I was drunk. Jake is an amazing boyfriend, and I was just being stupid, trying to be funny for my friends. I love him so much, and I'm praying he can forgive me for this momentary lapse in judgment. Please stop sending me hate messages, too little too late. The real entertainment was watching her sorority sisters distance themselves from the situation. Mia had posted her own story. "I was just filming. I had no idea Emma was going to say that stuff about Jake sending love to everyone involved." Even her own sisters were throwing her under the bus, but what really made me laugh was the flood of DMs I was getting. Apparently being publicly humiliated by your girlfriend on livestream makes you extremely attractive to college women. My Instagram request had gone from 3 to 247 overnight. You deserve so much better. I can't believe she said that about you. You're way more than a 6/10 coffee. Sometime you seem like a real one. It was validating, sure, but I had bigger plans. Around noon, Emma finally showed up at my dorm. I knew she was coming because Tyler texted me from the common area. "Your ex is here. She looks rough." I opened the door to find Emma in yesterday's dress, makeup smeared, eyes red from crying. Behind her stood her sorority big sister, Jessica. Probably there's more. Update 1. My girlfriend live-streamed herself and her friends, rating guys at a college party, and called me a 6/10. So I updated my relationship status to single while she was still streaming. The comments started flooding in about her being newly available, and her sorority sister started calling me. In a panic, Tyler looked at my screen, then at the laptop where Emma's live stream was still playing. She was now crying on camera, trying to end the stream while her sorority sisters looked mortified in the background. "Holy shit," Tyler whispered. "You're about to be campus famous." He was right by midnight. #placeholderboyfriend was trending on our college's anonymous confession page. Screenshots of my story were being shared everywhere. Someone had even recorded Emma's entire meltdown and posted it to TikTok. But the best part was yet to come. Update. One Saturday morning brought chaos I never could have anticipated. I woke up to 847 Instagram notifications, 23 missed calls from Emma, and a text thread with my boys that had exploded to over 200 messages. The first thing I did was check Emma's Instagram. Her live stream from the night before was gone, but the internet is forever. Screen recordings were circulating on every platform. Someone had made a compilation TikTok of her calling me a placeholder boyfriend set to dramatic music that already had 50K views. Emma had posted a lengthy Instagram story trying to do damage control. Last night, I made a horrible mistake and said things I didn't mean while I was drunk. Jake is an amazing boyfriend, and I was just being stupid, trying to be funny for my friends. I love him so much, and I'm praying he can forgive me for this momentary lapse in judgment. Please stop sending me hate messages, too little too late. The real entertainment was watching her sorority sisters distance themselves from the situation. Mia had posted her own story. I was just filming. I had no idea Emma was going to say that. Stuff about Jake sending love to everyone involved. Even her own sisters were throwing her under the bus. But what really made me laugh was the flood of DMs I was getting. apparently being publicly humiliated by your girlfriend on livestream. Makes you extremely attractive to college women. My Instagram request had gone from 3 to 247 overnight. You deserve so much better. Can't believe she said that about you. You're way more than a 6/10 coffee. Sometimes you seem like a real one. It was validating, sure, but I had bigger plans. Around noon, Emma finally showed up at my dorm. I knew she was coming because Tyler texted me from the common area. Your ex is here, and she looks rough. I opened the door to find Emma in yesterday's dress, makeup smeared, eyes red from crying. Behind her stood her sorority big sister, Jessica. Probably there is moral support, Jake. Emma started, her voice hoarse. Please, can we talk? I know I messed up, but you called me a placeholder boyfriend on live stream to 2,000 people. I interrupted calmly. What exactly is there to talk about? Was drunk. I didn't mean any of it. You know how I get when I'm performing for people? I just say stupid stuff for attention. And there it was, the truth. She did know exactly what she was doing. She chose attention over my dignity, so your defense is that you publicly humiliated me for entertainment. I asked Jessica, step forward, Jake. Emma's been crying all night. She knows she messed up. Can't you just... With all due respect, Jessica, this has nothing to do with you, I said. Emma made her choice on camera. I made mine online. We're done. Emma's face crumpled. You can't be serious, 8 months, Jake. 8 months. You're gonna throw that away over one stupid comment? You threw it away the moment you called me a placeholder, I replied. I'm just acknowledging reality. That's when she got nasty. Fine. She snapped, her tears disappearing instantly. You want to be petty? You're nothing without me, Jake. You think these girls sliding into your DMEs actually care about you? They just feel sorry for you. You're still the same boring accounting major. Driving a Honda Civic? I smiled. You're absolutely right. I am the same guy. The difference is now, I'm the same guy who isn't dating someone who thinks of him as a placeholder. I closed the door. Update 2. The real entertainment started Sunday night. Emma, clearly spiraling from the social media backlash, decided to double down in the worst possible way. She posted a TikTok titled, My Side of the Story, where she tried to paint herself as the victim. In the 3-minute video, she claimed I was emotionally manipulative, that I forced her to stay in a relationship she wasn't happy in, and that her comments on the live stream were just her finally being honest about feeling trapped. The video was a masterclass in manipulation and gaslighting. She talked about how I was controlling. I wasn't. How I isolated her from her friends. I had dinner with her sorority sisters every week, and how she was afraid to break up with me because I made her financially dependent on me. She had a credit card from her parents and a trust fund. But the best part was when she claimed that calling me a placeholder was actually brave because she was standing up for herself against an oppressive relationship. The comment section was not having it. Girl, we literally watched you call him a placeholder boyfriend for entertainment. This is not the serve. You think it is the audacity is astronomical. Imagine getting dumped for your own actions and trying to make yourself the victim. Had even stitched her TikTok with clips from her original live stream, creating a side-by-side comparison that made her lies obvious. That video got 200k views in 6 hours. But Emma wasn't done. She started commenting on other people's posts about the situation, arguing with anyone who criticized her. She slid into the DMIs of girls who had messaged me, warning them that I was vindictive and not what I seemed. The sorority intervention came Tuesday. Tyler told me he'd heard from his girlfriend that Emma had been called into a meeting with her sorority's executive board. Apparently, her public meltdown was reflecting poorly on the entire organization. Alumni were asking questions. Younger members were embarrassed to be associated with her behavior. Jessica knocked on my door that evening. Jake, I need to ask you a favor, she said, looking exhausted. Can you please ask people to stop tagging our sorority in posts about Emma? It's getting out of hand. I haven't tagged your sorority in anything, I replied. Honestly, I know. But your story started all this, and now it's affecting all of us. She's not handling this well. She's been drinking every night, starting fights with the other girls, and frankly, she's becoming a liability. Final update. My girlfriend live-streamed herself and her friends rating guys at a college party and called me a 6/10. So I updated my relationship status to single while she was still streaming. Comments started flooding in about her being newly available. Then her sorority sister started calling me in a panic. I almost felt bad for Emma. Almost. What do you want me to do about it, I asked. Could you maybe post something asking people to move on? It's like saying you both learned from this, and you're ready to put it behind you? I considered it for exactly 1 second. No. Jessica's face fell. Jake, please, I know she hurt you, but this is ruining her life, Jessica. She ruined her own life the moment she decided to publicly humiliate me for entertainment. I haven't posted anything about her since Saturday night. Everything that's happening now is just the natural consequence of her own actions. But you could make it stop. Why would I want to make it stop? I asked. For 8 months, I was completely loyal to someone who thought of me as a placeholder. Now the whole school knows exactly what kind of person she is. That's not revenge, that's just truth. Jessica left without another word. Update 3. 2 weeks later. The situation reached its natural conclusion in the most satisfying way possible. Emma had been placed on social probation by her sorority, meaning she couldn't participate in any events or represent them in any capacity. Her TikTok account had been reported so many times for harassment that it got temporarily suspended. Most importantly, her reputation on campus was completely destroyed. But the real karma came in the form of Brad Peterson. Brad was the guy Emma had rated a solid 9 during that infamous live stream. Tall blonde, captain of the lacrosse team, exactly the type of guy Emma thought she deserved. After her public meltdown, Brad apparently felt comfortable telling people what he really thought of her. Tyler's girlfriend overheard him at a party. Emma's hot, but she's psycho. Do you see how she treated her boyfriend on that live stream? Imagine what she'd do to you if you actually dated her hard. Past the same guys Emma had been trying to impress with her honesty about me are now avoiding her like the plague. Turns out, publicly humiliating your boyfriend doesn't make you more attractive to other men. It just makes you look cruel and untrustworthy. Meanwhile, my life had genuinely improved. The attention from the situation led to me getting invited. 2 parties I never would have been invited to before. I'd started talking to Sarah, a girl from my economics class who reached out after seeing everything go down. She was smart, funny, and most importantly, she thought the whole situation was hilarious rather than tragic. The way you handled that was legendary, she told me over coffee. Most guys would have either gotten angry or tried to win her back. You just moved on. It was so mature. 3 weeks after the live stream, I ran into Emma at the campus library. She looked rough, tired, stressed, like she hadn't been sleeping. Well, when she saw me, her face went through about 5 different emotions before settling on what I can only describe as defeated. Jake, she said quietly. Can we please talk just for 5 minutes? I looked at her for a long moment. Part of me felt bad for her. She'd gone from being one of the most popular girls on campus to being a cautionary tale. But then I remembered sitting in my dorm room, watching her call me a placeholder boyfriend to thousands of people for entertainment. What's there to talk about, Emma? I'm sorry, she said, and for the first time since I've known her, she actually sounded sincere. I'm really, truly sorry. I was drunk and stupid, and I was showing off, and I ruined the best thing in my life. The best thing in your life was a placeholder boyfriend. She winced. You were never a placeholder. I don't know. I was trying to be cool for my friends. I thought it would be funny. It was funny. I said, just not in the way you intended. She looked like she might cry. I know I don't deserve it, but is there any chance you could forgive me? Maybe we could try again. I thought about it for exactly 1 second. No, Jake. Please, I'll do anything. I'll delete all my social media. I'll transfer schools. I'll daunt. Emma, I interrupted gently. You told 2,000 people that you were only with me because you weren't ready. To be single, that I was easy and convenient. That you were settling for me until something better came along. I paused. You can't unsay that. And even if you could, I wouldn't want you to. What do you mean? I mean, you did me a favor. Me, exactly what you thought of me. And you showed everyone else what kind of person you really are. Now, I'm with someone who actually wants to be with me. Not someone who's just avoiding being alone. Her face fell. You're dating someone else? I'm talking to someone. Someone who thinks I'm more than a placeholder. Emma nodded slowly, tears starting. To fall? I hope she makes you happy. She does. Take care, Emma. As I walked away, I felt nothing but relief. No anger, no sadness, no regret. Just the deep satisfaction of knowing I dodged the bullet. Final update, 6 months later, Emma transferred to a school across the state. According to Jessica, she couldn't handle the constant reminders of her public humiliation. Every time someone new saw the TikTok compilations or heard the story, she'd have to relive it all over again. Sarah and I made it official 2 months after that library encounter. She's everything. Emma wasn't genuine, kind, and she thinks I'm a catch, not a consolation prize. We laugh about the whole situation now. Sarah even jokes that she should send Emma a thank you card for being such a terrible girlfriend, that she opened up my dating. Scheduled, the hashtag placeholder boyfriend saga became campus legend. Freshmen still ask about it during orientation week. Someone even made it into a case study for a communications class about social media consequences. As for me, I learned that sometimes the trash takes itself out. Sometimes the person who claims to love you will show you exactly how little you mean to them. And sometimes that's the best gift they could ever give you. Emma wanted excitement over stability, performance over genuine connection. She got exactly what she asked for. A very exciting, very public destruction of her own reputation. I got something better. I got to find out who I really was when I stopped trying to be good enough for someone who would never think I was good enough. Anyway,